Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. McCarthy, Cowboys hungry for Thanksgiving win after wild victory versus Commanders. To put it plainly, the Dallas Cowboys needed a win like lungs need air and gills need water. They went on to mount the best and most impressive defensive outing of the season on Sunday to help accomplish that feat against the Washington Commanders on the road, buying just enough time for the offense and special teams to detonate as well. The way it snowballed from a low-scoring jab fest to an all-out assault of haymakers by both teams in the waning seconds of the battle, a total of 41 points scored in the fourth quarter alone, including not one, but two kickoff returns for touchdown by the Cowboys and a missed extra point attempt by the Commanders that might have forced overtime. It was bedlam. That game yesterday, in the fourth quarter, was as wild as any game I've ever been a part of, said head coach Mike McCarthy on Monday, also offering praise for the resilience of his bunch in a season owned by Murphy's Law. I think, as a whole, they've just done a great job and it starts in the preparation phase, and just really staying the course. They've done a really nice job in staying the course and preparing. As they move to 4-7 on the season and a chance to push to 5-8 only 4 days later, just 6 games remaining in the regular season, McCarthy isn't taking any time to enjoy what happened in the nation's capital. Neither he nor the team can afford to. Clearly, if you need a definition of urgency, we've definitely had it here over this last month and, frankly, I'm just thankful and really happy for the players to have some success that they work so hard to achieve, he said. The fight has definitely been there. But, we're still pretty far down in the valley of adversity right now. We've made one step in the right direction, so we've still got a lot of climbing to do. It was great to get some wind under our wings, but this Thursday's game comes on you so fast. It really does. That's really where my mind is and my heart is, too. Having once again defeated the Giants earlier this season, the Cowboys will look to deliver yet another sweeping blow to Big Blue in a contest that looks wildly different on paper for both clubs this time around. We really need this game, McCarthy said. The urgency is there, and we've got a long ways to go. The journey of 1,000 miles, and whatnot. Cooper Rush lands on Cowboys injury report ahead of Thanksgiving game versus Giants. The Dallas Cowboys will be playing on a short week of rest in Week 13 when they take the field on Thursday for their annual Thanksgiving game. Ahead of the midweek matchup against the New York Giants, the Cowboys released an estimated injury report after Monday's walkthrough practice, and there were quite a few players dealing with injuries. Among them was quarterback Cooper Rush, who has taken over the starting role amid the absence of Dak Prescott. Rush was listed as a limited participant on Monday while dealing with a knee injury, something which could potentially impact his availability for Thursday's game. Of course, Monday's session was just a walkthrough, so Rush's participation status was merely an estimate of what he'd have been able to do during a standard practice. His status during Tuesday's practice will certainly be worth monitoring. If Rush isn't able to play through the knee injury on Thursday, it's likely that Trey Lance would be in position to start under center in Dallas. Lance has featured in 2 games for the Cowboys this season. He saw the field briefly during their win over the Washington Commanders in Week 12, but did not attempt a pass. As for Rush, he threw 2 touchdown passes and 0 interceptions during the game, completing a season-high 75% of his passes. The Dallas Cowboys snapped their 5-game losing streak, with a 34-26 win over the Washington Commanders at Northwest Stadium. Part of the reason why the Cowboys managed to secure the win was the fine performance of Mike Zimmer's much-maligned defense. Coming up against a Commanders offense that had the capacity to shred Dallas on the ground and through the air, given the host of injuries on defense, the unit stood tall. But late in the fourth quarter, the defense let its guard down and allowed the Commanders to make it a game at the death, and that irks Micah Parsons. "We did a great job, I just wish we finished back at the end, letting them get that touchdown at the end, that really bothered me," Parsons said. But that's what I mean when I say we're a good team. We're slowly putting games together. This time we did all 3 quarters. I would just like us to finish better in the 4th quarter. But we're definitely on our way. While looking at the stat sheet, we see the Commanders had 412 total yards and 145 on the ground, but if we delve a little deeper, we see exactly how well Zimmer's defense stifled Washington's offense. The Commanders' offense, which was averaging 149 rush yards per game, had just 58 at halftime, and with another 50 coming on the first drive of the 3rd quarter, that accounts for 108 of Washington's 145 yards for the game. So that was kept in check. Cowboys move QB rush to injury report as Rico roll increases. The Dallas Cowboys secured a crucial 34-26 victory over the Washington Commanders in Week 12, with running back Rico Dowdle once again proving to be a decisive factor. As the Cowboys sought consistency in their ground game, Dowdle's contributions, both rushing and receiving, stood out, mirroring his impactful Week 5 performance against the Steelers. And based on the Monday injury report in this short week, the running game may come in handy on Thursday against the visiting Giants. Dowdle totaled 19 carries for 86 yards on the ground and added 3 receptions for 12 yards, providing stability for Dallas offense throughout the Washington game. Dowdle recorded 20 carries for 87 rushing yards, 2 receptions, 27 receiving yards in Dallas's victory over the Steelers. His highest touches in other games cap out at 12. His ability to move the chains helped the Cowboys maintain possession over the Commanders, especially in key late-game scenarios, allowing quarterback Cooper Rush to capitalize with a pair of touchdown passes. Rush completed 24 of 32 passes for 247 yards and 2 scores, effectively managing the game and targeting key playmakers, including tight end Luke Schoonmaker, who scored on a 22-yard touchdown catch. The Cowboys' offense finished with 332 total yards, including 241 through the air, overcoming inefficiencies on 3rd down, 2-for-11, to secure the win. And speaking of Rush, the Monday injury report is out and the 4-7 Cowboys have themselves a dinged-up starting QB. Back at practice at the Star are standouts Tyler Smith and Trayvon Diggs, who sat out Sunday. Zach Martin and Jake Ferguson are among those who were unable to go. And Rush? He is listed as limited with a knee issue. Said Coach Mike McCarthy of Rush, playing in place of Dak Prescott, who is injured and out for the year. He's got some work to do, but I think we're going to be fine. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Myles Garrett? Leave your opinion in the comments.